Welcome back to another Jace Cole Luck video, and today I'm moving on with another Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 figure review. And today I have Adam Warlock, who was, I guess you could call him kind of one of the main villains for the movie, although he didn't stay a villain too long. But yeah, with all that down, let's take a look at the package. Taking a look at the package, you got the Legends logo on top. You got Adam Warlock's title up there. You got a photo of Adam Warlock on this plastic-free packaging. You gotta look at the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 logo down there. Turning to the side, you gotta look at Adam Warlock once again. And on the back, we got another shot of him with the Build-A-Figure piece and no other accessories. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Turning to the side, you just got a list of everyone who came in the wave and a picture of Cosmo, who was the Build-A-Figure for this wave. And turning to the top, I usually don't show this, but we have the Guardians logo up there. So that's a look at the box. He's already out of the package, so we won't open him up, but he would just be in a cardboard thing. So yeah, now let's take a look at Adam Warlock. So here we have Adam Warlock out of the package, and whenever I have the camera set up like this with the figure in front of me, before we take a look at accessories, that usually means there's no accessories for the accessory segment. Anyway, so let's talk about what he could have came with. Honestly, I'm not quite sure. The only thing I could think of is extra hand accessories, where he has fists on his arms right now, but I feel like the hands that would be more like this, like it's like this or opened up, I feel like those are the type of hands he should have came with, just have different variety. So let me know in the comments below if you can think of anything else that he could have came with. With that all down, let's go take a look at Adam Warlock a bit up close. And here we have the head sculpt. I'll let you all be the judge in the comments below of how you all think it turned out. But you do have the gold paint for his face, given his main body is gold, I believe. Got some white, I believe, for the eyes there. He also got some gold for the hair. And he has this little bump on his head, which in the comics, I believe he held the Soul Stone there. Of course, in the MCU, the Soul Stone doesn't come from Adam Warlock or something. He was maybe the guardian of the Soul Stone. I'm not too familiar about the comic origin for him and maybe the Soul Stone, but I think that's what it is. If you know, let me know in the comments below if I'm right or wrong. But there is like a little indentation bump up here on his forehead that I think it was supposed to be a callback to or represent from the movie and everything. But that's a look at the head sculpt. Moving on down for the body here. You got some gold for the main body with some red line detailing, and these lines throughout his body and even legs are raised up, and so you can feel those. So that's kind of nice that they sculpted those on. Sculpted lines, I guess, would be a better term for all that. But you have all that red lines and just kind of throughout the body there. One thing I forgot to say in the original recording is he has this little white circle thing on his chest here. I don't remember if that means anything. Let me know if that was something in the movie. Otherwise, it's just a little design on his chest here, but it is raised and sculpted, so you have that. Anyway, let's move on with the video. Turning to the back real quick, just kind of take a look before we take a look at the cape. There's some more red, I believe, and some gold, just kind of spread throughout, but you can't really get back there because of the cape here, which we'll talk about in a few moments. Taking a look at the arms here, you have some hard shoulder pads here, some red shoulder pads right there, and then the arm itself is gold with these red gauntlets right there. And then he has a little bit of red on top of his hand right there. It's like a little patch that I think connects kind of to the gauntlet piece here. Lifting up the arm, there should be some gold line detailing underneath. And then he has gold hands, and then it's going to be mirrored for this arm with the red shoulder pad, and then the gold arms and the red gauntlets, the gold underneath the arm, and then the gold hand with that red piece on top of the hand right there. And then taking a look at the legs here, we got gold on top with some, I think it's red lines, and those again are sculpted lines on there, so I really like that. And then for the boots here, they're red with some gold lines sculpted, and they're on the inside of the legs right there. And it's gonna be the same for this leg right here. So you have that, and then the rest of the boots, and basically red, just got a little bit of gold in between the foot, the front of the foot right there, and then just where the leg starts, and then that's it. Kind of reminds me of sandals, but I don't think they're sandals, but they could be. Taking a look at the cape here, it's a soft plastic that you can like squeeze and move around if you want. It's not fabric. For in this case, I actually don't mind this material and the way it's put on him. It's not pegged in, and it's not like a hole that you have to pop the head off to take it off. It's actually molded into his shoulder. So I'm not quite sure when this video is coming out, and if the Loki and Corvus Glaive video would have come out by now, but the Loki from that 2-pack from Infinity War had like shoulder pads that pegged into his shoulders, I guess, for the cape. And so I wasn't really a huge fan of that. Really flimsy again. Not sure if you've seen my review of that. If not, probably hasn't came out yet. But his are molded into his shoulder pads right here. Or sculpted or whatnot. Actually, hold on. Does he? No, okay. I just make sure. So yeah, you cannot pop the head off of this to take the cape off. So yeah, this is molded somewhere in back here into the back or shoulders right here, which I really like. I like it when they do this, honestly. That way, compared to the ones that you got to peg in, it kind of depends on the character, I guess, where if it stays in or whatnot, the way it pegs in, and I guess the strength of the peg and everything. But I'm really happy with how his cape turned out. And actually, I forgot to say, there is some gold line detailing spread throughout the cape there, and there's some gold trimming on the edge of the cape, I believe. So again, really happy with the cape. And so yeah, that's a look at Adam Warlock. And honestly, after kind of looking over this, I'm actually quite happy with how he turned out. He is lacking on accessories, but other than that, again, just really happy with how this guy turned out. So let me know your thoughts and comments below. Now let's move on to articulation. Taking a look at articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees like so. He can look down that far, so just a little bit, and you can look up that far, so not too much, but actually a pretty decent amount, so that's good. And then he does go side to side, I believe, and then he can turn the arm around 360 degrees. Kind of. You gotta work with it because of the cape here, but it does kind of go around all the way. You can pull the arm out like so, bend at the elbow right there. I think that's a double joint. You got wrist rotation, and then you have some wrist articulation, so that's nice. And then should be the same for this arm. Pull it out like so, bend the elbow, twist at the hand, and again that wrist articulation. And then he does twist at the waist, so that's nice. And then he bends that far down and bends that far up. And then he does the splits like so. So, oh wow, really good splits there. Not rotations, but I guess movement with the leg. He can kick up that far, bend the knee like so, as far as it goes, I believe. And then he can bend the foot, go side to side. And there is some leg movement. You can turn the leg all the way around, although I don't think you'll want his leg like that at all. And then you can kick up again with this leg right here, and then bend at the knee, and then bend at the foot, and then go side to side, and again that leg rotation. So yeah. Anyway, that's a look at Adam Warlock. Let me get in a pose and take a look at my final thoughts. Well, there you go. That is my review of Adam Warlock from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 from the Marvel Legends line. And overall, I am really happy, like I said throughout the video, with how he turned out. Again, he is lacking on accessories. Should have came with some extra hands, but besides that, this one really surprised me throughout the review. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of him, and did you pick him up back then, or do you plan on picking him up even in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So with that, keep an eye out for other videos coming to the channel here soon. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and take care.